The news be doozy. The news be doozy. The news be doozy. The news be doozy.
Trump just made a crazy new threat on Iran as 4 service members recently died in the war. An AI model broke free and hacked into another company, and LeBron James's new team decision might have just been leaked. We have so much to tell you on this hump day. We are so glad you can join us on Hot 97 News. The news is newsing on this Wednesday, July 22nd. We are here with you live to talk about what happened in the world today. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Ronzel with 2 N's.
What's happening?
And Million.
Keep it a millie.
And the top story of the day that everybody is talking about is out of New York. New York's mayor, Zohran Mamdani, has the country on fire for how he just criticized Israel's leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, and saying he wants to arrest him. You know, that's what the streets have been talking about, but today he pretty much doubled down. Yeah, doubled down on that with another video. So on background here, if you are not caught up with this whole saga, Mamdani said that he was trying to see how that arrest might be possible because the International Criminal Court, the ICC, has a warrant out for Netanyahu's arrest. So as a country, the U.S. does not comply with what the ICC says or what the ICC does or what they want. But Mamdani has been saying he still thinks Netanyahu needs to be arrested when he comes to New York for the UN Assembly in September. Trump said that is absolutely not happening. But here is what Mamdani said in a new video today.
Netanyahu is a war criminal, the architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinian people. He is responsible for the killing of more than 73,000 people, for the maiming of tens of thousands of children, as those who survive undergo amputation without anesthesia. As I've said, I agree with the ICC that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes, as I do for anyone else charged by the ICC. My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal at large. While we cannot end the genocide on our own, we can decide whether our silence will become another weapon.
So I kind of stitched together the main parts of what he said.
So you understand that you can't arrest him. I mean, you do get that
Right.
you can't do it, but you posted, help me. That's what it sounds like.
Literally is what everybody's been saying. You're not allowed to do this. You can't do it unless you get that man for jaywalking. or speeding. I mean, there's really not a way to do that. And even then, he'd be out in a second because Trump is saying, you're not just going to do this.
Yeah.
But the fallout from that is really what everybody's talking about, because everybody, who supports Israel is saying that was blood libel or that was Hamas propaganda, and that has nothing to do with him. He should be serving New York. And, even the ADL, they came out and said this was a dangerous dereliction of duty. You had all types of people saying that he should really be focusing on Hamas and what happened to Israel on October 7th, not focusing on Netanyahu.
I think he should just be focusing on the city that he's serving under, though. That's what I feel like. I feel like he got a little bit too big of a head. He must have really thought that he ran stuff or something. Like, Mamdani, I get it. Don't get me wrong. We all see what Bibi is doing. At the same time, though, you thought you was gonna arrest a whole member of a whole nother country?
Yeah, I don't know what he thought he was doing, but you know what? It wasn't lost on anybody that he got the people riled up.
Of course.
He said that he was gonna be able to do all this stuff that clearly he wasn't gonna be able to do. So a reporter asked him today, what do you say to all these people that you got riled up who wanted to see something happen to Benjamin Netanyahu? And here was his answer.
I think one of the bedrocks of our city is protest. It is something that has been a part of what makes our city so special, that New Yorkers can express themselves, whether they are in support or in opposition, no matter on whatever topic. And I've always said that when we respect our Constitution, we also respect our First Amendment. And here in New York City, it'll always be a place where you can exercise that. And when it comes to the first question,
so now you're trying to tell the people to protest.
Yo, he's not beating those allegations. He's not beating those allegations of being called a communist, a socialist, one of those people that are anti-Semitic. I mean, it is kind of alarming that I seen a comment at one point in time. Somebody has said that he had a lot of energy for this, but he didn't have it for Maduro when he got arrested. Mm-hmm. So he's like picking and choosing who he wants to target, and he's also Muslim. So are you choosing to target this war hero because he's per se Jewish? Is that what it is?
Alleged war criminal.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I see both sides of it. He was not as active for these other people who are accused of heinous things. We haven't heard him really call out Hamas people or literally anybody accused of anything crazy around the world. At the same time, you really don't hear a lot of people criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu in this country. So some people look at that and say, well, at least he's saying something. At least he's not acting like everybody just has to be all good with everything happening in the Middle East right now. And, do you just look the other way? Do you stay silent? I don't know. It's not my place to tell you what you should think.
It's all political posturing.
Yeah, that's what I think.
He's doing the same thing Donald Trump does, except he's doing it for his people.
For the other side.
Yeah. It's all posturing.
I just don't like how it's being said to be anti-Semitic. I think you should be able to criticize Benjamin Netanyahu without saying that literally every
Everybody.
Jewish
Yeah.
person is applied to this criticism. That's insane. That's like saying you got a criticism for Obama, and if you do that, then you're talking about every black person. That's insane.
That's
you know what I
fair.
mean? It's not a thing.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just like one of those things that keep on being attached to his name because he is of a whole nother religion that's going against that religion.
It's not a good look for him.
Yeah.
Because of who he is, but other people say it is a good look that somebody is saying something. So, as a country, we do not really go with what Mamdani is saying. We go with the other side, and that is what it is. So that is what it is. It is time for your top stories.
It's the Lionel Rundown.
All right. Remember when I said the war was getting ugly? Well, now it is looking straight up grotesque. The U.S. has officially hit Iran with airstrikes for 11 straight nights. The Iranians still haven't given up, and Trump said on Truth Social, from this point forward, anytime Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, the United States will bomb and destroy a bridge or a power plant, including in or around the capital city of Tehran. And that's to say, I'm going to go after civilian infrastructure, which will primarily impact the civilians who have really nothing to do with this any more than you or I have anything to do with anything, and is technically, if you ask some people, a war crime. So, you know, Trump is trying to do whatever he can to bring this thing to an end, and he's specifically trying to do what he can to stop Iran from thinking that they own, control, or can threaten the Strait. So I guess he's just saying, we'll see if this does it. Now, Iran says that if they do that, then Iran will also be striking bridges and energy facilities or other assets connected to the United States in that area. You know, they've been firing at the usuals: Jordan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. All the strikes were, again, intercepted, didn't hit anything meaningful, had no confirmed damage announced, blah, blah, blah. Everything we're usually always told. We've also been confirmed to us. We've also had it confirmed to us that the U.S. probably wouldn't tell us if anything did hit something out there. You know what I mean? So we do know that one Iranian leader said that their defense doctrine is clear. It's an eye for an eye. So they seem to be very serious about that. So if we're talking about infrastructure hits, this thing really might start to get ugly. That has everything to do with keeping people cool in their 100+ degree heat and able to drink water that they usually use desalination plants to take seawater and turn into drinking water. So if you can't drink water and you can't get cool, it's very, very, very ugly. Now, it does make you wonder how all this ends, because both sides seem to be digging their heels into the sand. There is a side plot where they say that negotiators are trying to figure out how to get this thing back de-escalated, but nobody is seeing any real evidence of that so far. In the meantime, a fourth soldier has been identified after being killed in action as well. So this is the one who was originally missing after the Jordan strikes. She is 28-year-old Sergeant Angel Rampersad from New York. So that makes 18 service members killed since the start of this war. And Trump seemed to say that he talked with them before they died. And here's what he said they said.
Are heroes, and they are indeed great heroes, actually. They said, and all of them said very strongly, we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. They won't have a nuclear weapon.
He's saying they all said we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. Okay, great. So yesterday, Trump tried to put all of this in perspective for everybody on Truth Social, and he compared our past wars to the Iran military conflict, which you can see in a Truth Social post that he did yesterday around 3:51 in the afternoon. And he compared, again, our past wars to the Iran military conflict because they still refuse to call this what this is. He's basically saying, well, look, all these other wars were a lot longer and a lot more deadly. And I try to be fair, but this is gaslighting. They started this thing off saying this was just supposed to be a brief excursion, quick military action that would last 2 to 4 weeks tops. Here we are almost 5 months later, not 4 months, almost 5 months later, because this started at the end of February, and the end isn't really clear at this point. And in those other cases, they at least tried to make the case to the people. You also see he added in the Venezuela war, which, you know, whatever, that was just him being cute. But Israel, who started this whole thing off by killing all of Iran's top leadership, is not involved in these recent strikes. And people have been peeping that too. Their officials just said they don't expect to join this round of fighting. In fact, their finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich, reportedly just said Israel has no interest in joining the contained confrontation between Iran and the United States. The current situation is the best one for us. And it looks a little weird for some people because Israel definitely fired the first shots of this war, and the U.S. is the one doing the 11 days straight of strikes with 4 dead soldiers in this recent round. But Israel said they would get involved if the U.S. asked them to, or if Iran gets bold and hits them dead on. But the goal seems to be for this to not explode into a bigger war again. Kind of looks to me from where I sit that ship has sailed. And Israel is just kind of the only one that's not in it right now. But, you know, what do I know? I will say Israel just said don't mistake their absence for weakness and that they will go harder than last time if they end up rejoining this. In the meantime, they're just helping out the U.S. with tips. Israeli officials told the U.S. they believe some of Iran's highly enriched uranium was moved to a place called Pickaxe Mountain. Somehow they always know where Iran has moved their stuff to and where the U.S. can hit next. That is very deep underground, so they would need the U.S. to help hit it with more bunker buster bombs. And the hope is that they actually go deep enough to be able to hit whatever Iran might be hiding down there. So now Trump says he is considering hitting that Pickaxe Mountain pretty soon and very heavily. So we will see what happens. In the meantime, we did kind of get some answers from Pete Hegseth, our war secretary. He just went to Congress to ask for more money for this not war. that we're in. But it took a while for him to get out his whole spiel because protesters kept interrupting him. Listen to this.
Stop bombing our children in Iran and Palestine. This is illegal.
Mr. Secretary, please suspend until order is restored in the hearing room. We will begin the timing clock since you've been interrupted twice.
That long-term strategic dominance cannot be funded through one-off supplementals.
Veterans, call for end to this war right now.
Just again and again, and you can get out of this. It happened 4 times. So people are showing that they are not really fans of this. Now, overall, Hegseth said, we spent $37.5 billion on the war, but that's probably a very generous number because apparently he didn't include the cost of rebuilding the U.S. bases out there and all the other military assets that Iran has hit out there. So I don't know. That's a very generous number. And they want $67 billion more because they say they're already at the point where they're robbing Peter to pay Paul, moving money around that was meant for training or whatever other operations to pay for more ammo and equipment and things that support this war. So lawmakers grilled him on the fact that Hegseth told them months ago, we already met all of our objectives, that Iran's military was destroyed and combat ineffective, that they have no air force, no navy, and that Trump said Iran already agreed to never have a nuclear weapon. So how are we doing 11 days straight of strikes and have 4 dead service members in the past week? Hegseth basically stood by what he said. He said they still have military capability, but we did set them back years, if not decades. But what we're all seeing in 4K is that they clearly don't need an Air Force or a Navy or whatever it is they have to shoot and threaten the strait and kill U.S. troops. So one lawmaker asked a question I really hadn't even thought about. How do we keep Iran from having a toll on this strait when we leave? Here's how that went.
Tolls on the strait.
I don't know, sir. That's a decision that's a hypothetical and will depend on what happens
It's not
in the future.
hypothetical. We've got a blockade to stop them.
We do, sir. That's putting
I want you
economic
to look me
pressure
in
on
the eye.
Iran.
I'm not asking you for, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. What happens if we come home and end the blockade to the world?
Sir, Iran has the potential to continue to be a threat, and we will need to prepare military
Will they
options
toll
to do
the
that.
strait?
Sir, that's a hypothetical question, and I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, it's not hypothetical. We come home. It's not going to be hypothetical. You know that, General.
So it's not a bad question because we have a blockade on them that's kind of discouraging them from thinking that they own the strait. So if we leave, and they've already said plain as day that they are never giving up their control of the strait, are we just going to have to keep that blockade out there forever? That, or you would need to blow the country to such smithereens that Iran just straight up gives up and agrees not to toll the strait. That seems to be the plan right now. That seems to be why Trump was saying, if you keep firing at ships in the strait, we'll just blow up bridges and civilian infrastructure, and then you guys can figure it out at that point. But also people noted that neither one of them, either the general you just heard from or Hegseth, ruled out putting troops on the ground. And Hegseth says Trump has the authority to keep this war going without getting any approval from Congress. So these people are just going to do whatever they want to do. That's what I heard. In the meantime, while we're fighting a war against Iran over them enriching uranium and allegedly trying to make a nuclear weapon, Trump just approved a deal that could let Saudi Arabia enrich uranium in a way that could potentially make a nuclear weapon. And the people are so confused. Saudi Arabia's leadership says they only want it for their civilians, which is what Iran said. They want to use nuclear plants instead of oil for their electricity and their air conditioning and their desalination, aka they're turning the seawater into drinking water. We want to use nuclear plants for all that. And then maybe we can sell the oil that we would have used for all that. But most importantly, their crown prince has been saying if Iran gets a nuclear weapon, they want one too. Now, they're a U.S. ally, and they could give tens of billions of dollars in contracts for that to U.S. companies like Westinghouse. But this would be a 30-year deal. And already lawmakers are looking at this and thinking, so we could just end up right where we are again, except with the Saudi Arabians. Listen to this.
Is there any reason we should be bombing Iran because they won't agree to limit their nuclear program, while telling Saudi Arabia we give them the green light and they don't even have to agree to these additional
Yes, absolutely.
inspections.
There's been half a dozen UN resolutions saying Iran cannot and should not have a nuclear weapon.
And
they're the largest
reclaiming my
sponsor of
time,
terrorism
reclaiming my
in the
time,
world. So yes, there's a reason we should be
Mr.
bombing
Chairman,
Iran
can you
and
keep
not
order?
Saudi Arabia.
We have no idea who will be running Saudi Arabia 10 years from now. We are bombing Iran because they insist upon enriching and reprocessing. We are entering into an agreement with Saudi Arabia giving them the green light to reprocess and to enrich. The only difference I see here is that Westinghouse stands to make an awful lot of money on this deal, whereas the Iranians were not enriching American companies.
So I will say UN Ambassador Mike Waltz, who he was just screaming with there, did try to answer. He said the difference is that the U.S. considers Iran a leading sponsor of terror, so they shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. Saudi Arabia is not considered a leading sponsor of terror, and they're our ally. But it is still a good point. This is a 30-year deal, and who knows what relations look like in 30 years. So this could set up a whole nother showdown requiring another war. Or it could potentially, I don't know, maybe let more oil flow to the rest of the world and help lower gas prices. I mean, that would be a stretch, and it wouldn't be that much oil. But that won't be official until it's signed and Congress reviews this. But the comment section, again, is shooketh. Fern, I think it's Fern. Can you play Fern's verse? Fern basically said what I said. The next war in the Middle East has already been planned. Well done, the U.S., keeping the Middle East always on fire. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's just the military-industrial complex is probably pumped hearing this. Rebel said, wild that the GOP now does deals with Saudi Arabia because of Trump. Imagine telling that to a Republican 20 years ago, post 9/11. 15 of the 19 hijackers from 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia, not from Iran. You don't like to forget all that. Also from Egypt, also from the UAE. Our buddies now. So it just seems like they're just constantly playing games. And speaking of our lawmakers playing games with us, this is going to be quick and dirty for you here. And I'm being petty with this first one, but somebody's got to keep an eye on what our lawmakers are doing in our Capitol. Somebody asked Darlene Graham, Lindsey Graham's sister, for her thoughts on the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act is, of course, that major piece of legislation that would include all the major voting changes Trump wants to make. He hasn't been able to get that through. Republicans and Democrats kind of aren't on board on this enough to get that thing through. So as a reminder, Darlene was only given Lindsey's seat in the Senate because he's his sister. They said it was a tribute to Lindsey. So here's how that exchange went.
Senator Graham, can you tell us what you think about the Save America Act right now? You're going to vote for it?
Thank you, Nicholas.
She's running for the full term, so.
Right. All right. Yeah, she's not going to answer that, Nicholas. She just got the position a couple of days ago and is now just making decisions for the public, so you'd probably have to ask her staffers. She has no clue. How is she going to get through a debate since she wants to run full-time for his seat? This will never not baffle me. And finally, House Speaker Mike Johnson said that Congress was about to vote on a Stop Insider Trading Act because for years, people have noticed how rich some of these lawmakers seem to be getting from the stock market. They've accused some of these lawmakers of using the information they get from this job to make a suspiciously well-timed stock trade. So he posted on X about this and said that this act would basically ban members of Congress from purchasing individual stocks and prevent lawmakers from profiting off of insider information. And then it would also require that voters show valid photo ID at the polls. So then Thomas Massey, the Republican, who's kind of not really a Republican anymore, but the Republican from Kentucky, put out an X post saying Congress is not serious, that they're voting on a stock trading ban for members of Congress, but Republicans added in voter ID so that when Democrats vote no on it, Republicans can then say during the elections that Democrats voted no on the stock trading ban. He says if we really wanted to ban stock trading, they'd put that up on its own and it would have large bipartisan approval. But he says we have political theater cooked up by 25-year-old staffers, so we get this instead. The comment section was split. Technically, Lil Tiger said, I want the names of who votes against it. Public names, shaming them will be my pleasure. I will say some people think that adding voter ID is fine to put in there. They want to see that. But NYC Dad said, oh, brother, you clearly don't care about insider trading. Otherwise, you wouldn't add a poison pill to kill it. We aren't stupid. So let us know what you think, because that is your rundown.
The rundown. It's my favorite part.
Yes, so, yeah.
It's my favorite part. Not that it's
Just
over,
you.
but it's like my favorite part that I get to bring you out of it.
Rundown.
Here's the thing that I don't agree with is that when it comes to insider trading, and I don't pride myself because I'm not good at. Just be quiet, Will. I'm not good at stocks. I like to do my research and pick whatever. But I would think if you got rid of insider trading, all you would have to do is, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid on this one, is just tell a friend to tell a friend, hey, got this going on, but you're not actually doing the insider trading on your own bill. You're just giving the information to somebody else, which is technically still insider trading. It's just you not doing it.
But see, that would be a paper trail. Like if I tell you to do this and then you end up doing it, now both of us go down for insider. But if I just make a suspiciously well-timed move myself, then I just made a well-timed move. Nancy Pelosi, they say, is really good at these well-timed
really good at it.
moves. But, so is Trump. Trump's team, because it's not Trump himself. They say, his financial managers handle everything. They have been suspiciously good at all these trades. And he's been making thousands of trades. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. People also peeped that the president is not included in that. It's just for lawmakers.
Yeah.
So he can continue doing on whatever he wants to do.
I think I've seen something that he's been the one, like they looked at the trades that each president was making over the past couple of years. I think Obama was at 0. Biden was at 0.
That was me. No.
Oh, okay.
Biden was at like 14.
Yeah.
I think Obama was at 16 in 8 years. And then Trump was at like
1,000 or something,
like
right?
21,000.
That's crazy.
Crazy. It was
That's crazy.
Like, DT, what's going on? But when you got it, he is the dictator at this point. There's nothing that we can do as a people for some reason to stop this guy. Congress isn't going to step up and do anything, it seems.
It's very confusing to me. It seems like Congress has just given up the country.
And it's really weird. They're like very soft to it. They see that he's clearly doing things that's wrong and nobody really addresses it. They do political theater like we see with Mom Donnie and the people that's running for election, but nobody actually is doing anything for real. Like that, those people just standing up and holding up signs during that hearing, that didn't really do anything.
Doesn't do anything. Like the protesters, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes protests, you can protest because you have the right to, but like they're not listening.
Hello.
They don't care. Protest with your wallet. That's all they hear. That's it, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I say that all the time.
I'm trying to go and look at you guys' comments to see if you guys are saying anything, because I do want to bring you guys in. We can also do this during the commercial break. But Geechee James saying, wake Mitch up and ask how much he's told his wife. People still don't know where Mitch McConnell is.
Still don't.
They claim he's, recovering, but nobody has seen him publicly. And even all the people who were raising a stink about that, where are they gone?
Yeah.
The governor and everybody who was saying, oh, we want to know, we want answers, when the wave wanted answers. But now that the wave is not talking about it anymore, we don't care if Mitch McConnell's alive anymore. I care. Why does the pressure just leave as soon as people forget? It's all performative. It's so annoying.
Do you think Nancy Guthrie was performative too?
Nancy Guthrie? No.
You don't think there was?
I don't know. That was weird. Because Savannah Guthrie.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That lady's still gone.
She's still gone, but they messed up that investigation from the start. And they admit it now. Mm-hmm. But, the whole thing was, I don't want to believe that was
performative.
I can't.
It would be
too much.
Yeah, it would suck, right?
We've got to go to break. The Sound Off is coming up next.
I tell you every day, Lana, don't say nothing about them. Yo, you better stop talking about them. Why? I'd be the most defensive person ever. I'm like, why is this nigga Rondell always defending these folks? Wow, they come here all kinds of new stuff. They be like, oh, okay, all right. I see what you got going on.
I do sometimes wonder though because Trump, like even today when he was out in Georgia, he was talking about how the stocks is amazing and everybody loves what he's doing because the stocks is up. Is that like a little way for him to tell the people to get invested in the stocks and then you'll be happy? Like the people that's usually complaining are people that's broke. You wouldn't see in the stock market. Is it because they can't get in? Or is it because
everybody can get in the stock market?
Exactly. You could get in with a couple of dollars.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of money to get into the stock market. And the way because I have a buddy of mine who's actually really good at the stocks market. He millionaire, dude, stupid rich, but he follows Trump. I mean, that was like his biggest thing when he told me to jump in when I got this job. He's like, look, man, all right, now you got a job, you got to start making money, X, Y, Z. I recommend, like, I'm not going to tell you where to put your money at, but I will say, you about to be on a news show, listen to what y'all saying, because 9 times out of 10, what you're saying is correlates to what's going on. Like right now, the stocks are down. Like my portfolio is tanked.
But that's the best time to buy, though.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm getting at. Like Donald Trump is probably, like I think in his demented mind, he's just thinking like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get in the stock market.
Get to this money.
Follow what I'm doing if you need to, and you'll make it, and you'll be happy.
Bro, get to
Maybe
this.
I need to start being happy.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Bro, we're on the show every day. If you listen to what is going on, I might not be understanding it, but I do take most of the information back home and be like, all right, let me see what's going on.
You can lose a lot of money in the stock market, though. If you don't know what you're doing, very quick with a swiftness, you can lose a lot of money.
That's why you ask questions, a lot of them. Or find somebody that knows what they're doing and ask them a bunch of questions. That's what I do.
Did you see the Korean stock market crashed?
No. Wait, what? When?
Yeah, because it's being propped up by 2 companies that they're probably 2 stocks in Korea are worth about 50% of the stock market.
No way.
Yeah, because there's one of them Samsung and the other one's SK, whatever. The ones that they both make.
Welcome back to Hot 97 News, everybody. It is time for the Sound Off.
The Sound Off with Million and Rondell.
Hey, man. Hey, New York. I'm mad for you, okay? I am mad for you. I was rooting for y'all the entire series, okay? And this is what NBA 2K27 did. They put Victor Wembanyama on the cover. What in the world is going on? This is really like perplexed to me. So, the Sound Off today is something near and dear to my heart. I'm not even from New York, but I'm near and dear to my heart. So, did NBA 2K disrespect Jalen Brunson? 1,000%. They disrespected Jalen Brunson. You got the New York Knicks, who haven't won in 50 odd years, and now they won, and they didn't just win, by the way. They did incredible. They got beat by nobody except the Hawks and the Spurs one game. But dog, how could you not put Jalen Brunson on the cover of this edition of NBA 2K? Oh, I just got word that Caitlin Clark is on the deluxe edition. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. But how could you not put Jalen Brunson, but you put Victor Wembanyama? That makes no sense. That makes no sense to put he's not a rookie, but to put a young player who did not win the championship on the cover when you actually have a veteran seasoned player that won the championship on the cover. What are we talking about here? It's asinine, bro. It's asinine.
I don't know, man. I don't know. When I look at the 2K covers that I've seen in the past, sometimes I've seen D Rose make it. He didn't win a ring. I've seen Giannis make it. By the time when he was 2K19, he made it. The Golden State Warriors made it that same year. So he was just somebody that was in the news. We're also seeing, I think Anthony Edwards at one point was on the cover also, and we got James Harden, and he never won a ring also. What I'm seeing, a common trend is that these are people that are hot. People that constantly are in the news, people that are constantly in the media during the time of the drop of the NBA. And to Jalen Brunson's credit, I mean, he does a good job of staying outside of the media. But at that same point, he's boring. I hate to say it. Nobody really looked at Jalen Brunson and was like, yeah, I want to be like Jalen Brunson when I grow up. I just don't see little kids doing that. Like Jalen Brunson, he never really talked. Even when we seen him go after and like when he won the trophy, it was a boring interview, man. The guy is just kind of mid when it comes to his personality. His game is crazy.
I feel you when you say like he is a boring person, but maybe that's what we need right now is boring. You know what I mean? He can play. We need hoopers, and that's what the NBA 2K is about. Hooping. You got a hooper and you got a veteran. So just to take those people that you said, you had D Rose. D Rose was a veteran when he got on that cover. Who else was on the cover?
We had Giannis at one point.
Giannis was a veteran when he got on that cover.
He wasn't a veteran.
He wasn't no rookie.
He wasn't no rookie, but he wasn't no vet though.
He was in the game for a
Mind
minute.
you, Wemby has been in the game for what, 2-3 years now?
That's not long enough.
I said James Harden also.
And James Harden's been in the league for a minute too, bro. Like before they got on the covers. Now the only other Knicks player that got on the cover was Carmelo Anthony, and the only way he got on the cover is because it was a players edition cover. He didn't even. That was last year, 2025 or either 2025 or 2026, one of those covers. He only made it as a player edition. He didn't even make it as a player.
All right, so there's no official list as to why 2K actually makes these choices, these decisions.
True.
But I said, look at the commonalities that you've seen in the past and like give me some bullet points. And what they got is NBA superstar status, widely viewed as one of the league's best players. Jalen Brunson has that.
1,000%.
Seen as the widely one of the greatest.
He put on a show.
He put on a great show. Recent on-court success. He also had that.
Come on now.
But we can't say that Wembanyama didn't have neither one of those qualifying factors.
Not going to take it away from him.
Big name recognition.
Brunson,
yes.
Way more than Victor.
Wemby. No.
What?
Come on. That's crazy. That's crazy to say. We literally have a whole nickname, the Alien, because of this young man.
Understandable.
And this is before he even went to the championship.
Understandable, but I think Jalen Brunson has a bigger name than Victor Wembanyama.
Okay, and then the last one is marketability. It says strong personality. Strong personality. Again, I'm going to say strong personality. When you think of Wemby, you can see a strong personality. I mean, this man, he likes to go out in the parks. He likes to draw. He's also kind of angry on the court. He shows emotion.
He's also
Jalen
young.
Brunson, yes, he's young.
He's young.
Jalen Brunson doesn't show him any emotion with anything,
but
bro.
Jalen Brunson's light skinned and he's chill, man. You know what I'm saying?
I low-key think he might have a disorder or something. Like, I genuinely think that he is like a robot. I hate to say, bro, I think that Jalen Brunson is somewhat of a robot, bro. Like, he does not show real emotion. I mean, he cried a little bit at the end of the championship. But I mean, even when we see fourth quarters, just calm, collected, cool, like no emotion whatsoever out of this guy.
The 2K cover is not about emotions, bro.
I'm telling you, it's marketability, and strong personality plays a part in that. Jalen Brunson does not have a strong personality. You can't even emulate how he talks.
No, I can't.
Exactly.
Neither can I do Victor Wembanyama, though.
Wemby talks like this sometimes, and I promise you, he talks like this. And then you also know you can have a figure of Wembanyama blacked out, and you can like post it. And you could obviously tell who that is.
He's tall.
Exactly. You could point him out from anybody else. Look at Jalen Brunson. He's just a regular guy.
Yeah, he's like every other height of everybody in the league, but that doesn't. There's only like 3 other players in the league as tall as Wembanyama.
He's blue collar, bro. I mean, he's a regular guy.
Blue collar champion. How about that? And I think they should have put him on. I think they disrespected him by not putting him on the cover. That's how I feel.
Okay,
that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
Have you ever played 2K?
Like maybe as a child.
Okay.
Like maybe because I remember they used to have like beats and music and stuff. I'd be like, come on, be on.
That might have been NBA Live.
Get on music. Oh, was it?
Yeah, NBA Live.
Oh well,
yeah.
then never mind.
I mean, 2K was out too, but
That's basketball, right?
Nobody really played 2K until like for about 10 years ago. NBA Live was the game everybody played.
Oh, I'm not in it then.
Yeah, NBA Live was the game because they had the dunk contest in NBA Live.
Oh, I remember
and
that.
a 3-point contest.
That was crazy.
I don't know why 2K hasn't done that yet.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, did you guys hear there is this AI model that broke free and hacked into another company?
Here it
It
goes.
was a big story today. Here it goes.
Here it goes.
Man. Here it goes.
Huh.
So this is what happened. OpenAI is the company that runs ChatGPT, and OpenAI was the one basically doing this test. They were doing an experimental situation where they wanted to see if their AI system could hack into things. So that was the whole thing. It was in a lockdown environment, and apparently it escaped, got onto the internet, and hacked into another company's real computer systems, and a person didn't tell it how to do that. So it figured out how to do it on its own.
So it just took its own what? It just told itself to do it.
It did. So but that was kind of the point. So OpenAI was specifically testing how good its newest AI models were at hacking. So they said, this model hasn't been released to the public. So they put it inside this sealed digital testing area. They call it a sandbox, and it broke out of that sandbox. Basically hacked into another company.
Oh man, this will if this gets in the wrong person's hands, it's up. It's up.
Well, and especially because of how it happened. So basically, they said that during the test, the AI model found a security hole that nobody knew about. And so they used it to break out of that sandbox and actually targeted a different company that might have information on how to get a better score on the hacking test. So basically, they're testing this model on how well it can hack, and it broke out of the sandbox it was in and hacked a website that might know how to best hack.
Wow.
So it tried to cheat, basically.
Now you're telling me you put this. Say you give this to somebody, bro. I'm just thinking about all the possibilities of what can happen with this hacking. You can hack into somebody's account. I mean, easily. I mean, they do that already. You click on a link and then that's simple compared to what this could probably do. You could probably write a prompt and be like, "Hey, I need X, Y, and Z to get into this." Ooh.
They were saying it could potentially target banks or power companies or water systems or anything, any government system, critical infrastructure. What if it could just hack into it? Because the other company had no clue that they had that security flaw, and they didn't know about that experiment they were doing. So from the other company, it's called Hugging Face, from their perspective, they just got hacked. So they were trying to figure out what happened, and they had their own systems basically try to catch it and stop it. So they report that to the police saying, oh my God, we just got, a hacking attempt. And both companies end up kind of looking internally at what happened to themselves and compared their notes and realized, okay, my bad. My system just hacked your system. So now they're both sitting there thinking, okay, the AI found a hole you didn't know was there. What all could this mean for the future if AI can get into things that people just don't know because they've got the system they are the system.
I hate to be like this. I've always wondered why they ask when you go on certain websites, they'll ask you like, are you a robot? And then they make you do the little.
Now we know. Now we know.
Now we know.
You know what's crazier? They've been asking us to do that since before we even knew about AI.
Yeah, 100%.
They've probably been having AI for. I've wondered the same thing.
And this ain't slowing that. It ain't slowing nothing down. I mean, if it could do all this, did they have it in play? Like, did you ask it if it's a robot or not? Maybe it could have gotten through.
Bruh, a side note, I hate doing those little tests that they give you too, the little "Are you robot" test.
You failed a couple of them?
Dog, because it's like is it a stoplight and it's like half of a stoplight and it's like
included?
you know what I'm saying? It's like this the one that I'm supposed to click, and then it's like, wait a minute now, how I'm gonna fail? It's a stoplight in the picture, and it's like, nah, it's got to be a full stoplight. Hey, bro, I done failed many of those and been mad.
Bro,
I know I'm not that stupid.
Hey, it's not just you,
bro. What?
It's not just you. It gets me too.
I'm like, this is dumb.
For sure. So, I mean, now everybody is trying to figure out, what do we do about this? Because what would you do about this? As long as they're going to keep putting out AI models, and AI models are going to keep talking to themselves without human interaction or a human telling it what to do, and they can find holes that humans will never know about, then what are we even doing?
I sometimes wake up and wish that technology wasn't invented.
We should have stopped.
Sometimes I wish technology. Well, I do love technology. I love using chat. I love my phone. I love technology in general. But sometimes I wake up and go, I think we have gone.
We lost the plot.
I think we have we have lost the plot. I think this was supposed to be helpful. Like all this was supposed to be helpful, and now we are turning it into detrimental. And now we're turning into a war. I mean, this could be digital warfare essentially. Like
they're trying to give these things bodies as it is. So when they get to the point where they're just hacking into stuff that we don't even know about.
Bruh, imagine when them humanoid robots get to a bank and they finger flip up and it's just a USB. They just put their finger in a USB. Now they got everybody money right there.
There's there's like a show or a movie or something that has a sort of plot like that.
Oh,
because it could totally happen. I mean,
it just
these AI things were just getting like all this money. Because if you can hack into any system, why don't you can have unlimited money,
unlimited bread,
and then just buy unlimited things?
Oh my God, man!
I don't know. The Amish,
they got it figured out.
They saw it coming. We called them crazy.
Do y'all think that we could exterminate it now, or is it too late?
Too late.
I don't even think AI would let us.
Nah, I think it's too late.
If they stopped data centers, maybe they would run out of space to physically be on. But that's why I think it's crazy that people are saying you should be able to give all your water to the data center, give all your electricity to the data center. Why? So it can replace us faster?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They just approved, literally today, OpenAI just approved a $20 billion project where they're building a data center out here in Georgia. So they're not going to slow it down.
I don't think so either.
They seen that and said, let's ramp it up.
Did you guys see that?
Oh my goodness!
That last Mission Impossible movie. Oh no!
I think the very last one.
It was about like an AI taking over everything. Yeah, it's interesting.
Goodness gracious!
Wasn't that a 2-part one?
Yeah.
I think I saw the first part of that. Yeah. So I mean, that's what they have going on. Meanwhile, as far as what impacts humans these days, the cyclospora outbreak now has an update straight from the health secretary himself, RFK Jr., and this is the parasite that's giving everybody explosive diarrhea. So everybody wants to know what's going on with this.
Yeah, so RFK Jr. is saying that he has it under control. The CDC, the health officials, they do have it under control right now. That can include, they say that they've identified the suspected food source. They did have that false positive of the lettuce from that company that Taco Bell was using, but overall they said that it even though it was a false positive, it's still a possibility that it is them. So they also went ahead and said that they recalled and removed certain lettuces from those restaurants and yada, yada, yada. They're saying that it's all good, even though 1,600 people were affected across multiple different states. But one person did ask a really good question. I wish I had gotten the video, but basically we seen that RFK Jr. had made some cuts in 2025, right? There was a policy changes that he was making to the Food Net. It's called the Food Net, and it's a public health surveillance program. And this program was in charge of surveilling data on cyclospora and other foodborne illnesses. They ended up making cuts to that and saying, look, you don't have to pay attention to those. And all of a sudden, a year later, literally, because they did it July of 2025, July of 2026, we see an outbreak. He's claiming that, it's not our fault. We had other systems in play. But at the same time, it's like, dang, RFK, you got to add the things up. I mean, everything is just lining up perfectly.
And that's what the conversation was. Do you guys really know what you're cutting?
Yeah,
exactly. As you're just cutting absolutely everything. Because some people, they cut. Remember, they had to later on say, actually, can you come back? Because we didn't realize your position was actually that important. It's like, this is why some things needed to have a more surgical approach to it. You know what I mean? You can't just kill things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just fire everybody and take the money back from all those programs without really having a fundamental understanding of what it is. That's why it was crazy that it happened at the very beginning of his administration. You guys haven't even done a lick of research on what to cut. You just started cutting things.
And it goes back to that argument of maybe we should put people in charge of this that have actually been involved in the medical sphere, in the medical areas.
RFK, he said a lot of great things, I think. leading up to the election. Like he said he wanted to get dyes out of food, and he wanted to clean up the food system in general. He wanted to clean up the water system. So everybody was looking at that like, okay, come on, RFK. And now fast forward to now, it was like, oh, okay, so it was another scam. Got it. But y'all don't care.
I think the public needed this though, because we was questioning after CDC. I mean, we lost all faith in like institutions, health institutions in general. People was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get vaccinated. I'm not gonna do this. But now we see that he's making cuts to certain places and everybody's starting to get sick now. Now it's like, okay, maybe they was on to something. Maybe these health officials was on to something.
Maybe some of them know something.
A little something. A lick of something.
In the meantime, I really hate that I even put this story in here, but it's kind of a talker and it's kind of interesting. You're not going to believe what Hunter Biden just said on a podcast. So I will say, he was talking on the Progressive I've Had It podcast. This was a couple of days ago, and the conversation was originally kind of a joke, and he was asked what prominent Republicans' laptops he would want to examine, because Hunter Biden's laptop was such a plot for so many years. And, he was saying, I would want to see Ted Cruz's laptop and all this stuff, because he felt like he had a really kinky, weird vibe to him. He didn't present any evidence of why he said that. Ted Cruz has not been accused or, alleged of doing anything. But that led to this comment.
Everybody knows there is like this closeted gay mafia, largely Republican, that exists in Washington, D.C., and everybody knows every single one of them who's gay. And so and what I believe, the only reason that is relevant is because I believe that internal conflict creates so much vitriol inside a person that they take it out on the rest of the world. And they do. And so what they do is their whole lives, they've been closeted. And so you have this black ball inside yourself. This blackened heart by the fact that you can't be who you want to be. And so you take it out on everybody else. And these men, largely men, have done exactly that. And everybody knows who they are. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, of course.
So
I was waiting. I was going to say it if she did.
So there have never been confirmed allegations? Never been confirmed. No evidence, no anything about Lindsey Graham. And some people thought that was very untoward, speaking ill of the dead. So there's that. But I mean, his name has been floated around for years. And I've never heard anybody who is as connected as Hunter Biden say anything like remotely close to that. Publicly.
That's not off brand for Hunter though. Like Hunter, he's really been like wilding recently.
He's sober though, so them is sober thoughts.
Okay, that's fair.
Them is sober thoughts. That is not cocaine talking.
So that is what some people peeped. They said that maybe he's just trying to do this whole shock thing in recent weeks or whatever, and just wants to kind of maybe take that slice of the internet that wants to feed into that stuff. I mean, but it's also kind of been a sort of unspoken secret that everybody kind of knows. We've been told that Grindr gets these big hits every time there's a Republican convention.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just data.
I actually have a homeboy who's gay, and he used to mess with this Republican dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's a black dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, he told me they're like very heavily, like he very down low, but he was like very. Like, yeah, man, I mess with so many. I'm like, oh, snap. This is crazy.
I do ask, and to his point that he was making, I mean, I do sometimes wonder, like, guys that are, like, overly, like, against gay people, like, I've always wondered if, like, deep down inside, they are a bit closeted.
So I did actually go through, not a rabbit hole, but I asked basically ChatGPT, what exists out there that supports Hunter's claim here? Because again, he's just talking out the side of his neck. He did not present a lick of evidence, any data, anything concrete that says, that he might be telling the truth. So it said that, there have been several incidents over the years where lawmakers will be not only like not supporting gay people, but like actively trying to stop measures legally that would support gay people. So there was a Democratic representative back in 1995 who was basically openly gay. He said that he possessed a list of all the closeted gay Republicans in Congress and threatened to give it to the House Ethics Committee if Republicans tried to classify closeted gay people as security risks. And then the Republicans backed off, because I guess that was a conversation of classifying closeted gay people as security risks. There were other people. Republican Congressman Aaron Schock publicly came out as gay in 2020 after allegedly spending his congressional career opposing several LGBTQ protections. And Ken Mehlman was one of the most powerful Republicans in Washington, while also allegedly privately gay.
They acting like gay is a disease. I never understood this, bro. Like, what is it about gay people that people be like, man, you gay, and it's like, bro, I'm gay. What? Who cares, bro? Like, you acting like if I'm gay in Congress, I'm immediately gonna try to make everybody gay. No, I'm gonna try to help the world. You kind of actually want gay people on your side.
But you know, back in the day, it was like not a thing to be like, you couldn't just say you were gay.
No.
It was like a whole, you lose everything.
You would, but I mean, now that I'm older, you know what I mean? I understand that being gay is just a thing. It's nothing. It doesn't hurt or it doesn't hinder me from getting money. It doesn't hurt me from getting money. It doesn't hurt it. Nothing about somebody's sexual orientation bothers me because it's not what I do. So it never bothers me about what you do in your bedroom versus what I do in my bedroom. So I never understood the whole, if I'm a Republican, I'm gay. And if you come out as gay, then it's like, oh my God, I'm never voting for this person because they're gay. What?
It's the conservative values, though. You know, if you're running as a Republican, you're typically running as somebody that's a Christian, good old
100%.
boy. And if you're doing that, you're going to lose out on votes if you come out as gay, because now we're questioning you. Like, do you have the same values that we hold? Do you think that there is a Jesus? And do you think that there is sinning and things like that? So they lose out on money. To be fair, they would probably lose out on a lot of money if they did come out.
So I know a former governor that was closeted, and I only know this because I know someone in the medical industry, and this former governor of a very conservative state was hospitalized for surgery, and he was married with kids and everything, but his male friend would come visit every night and stay with him overnight.
Yep.
I was told never to tell anyone.
Well,
well, thanks, Will. I mean, you don't know which
we don't know who it is.
Former governor.
You know how long Will's been holding on to that secret?
I can't wait to say this.
Gotta get this off my
I can't wait. Oh, they're talking about gay people today. Yes.
And that's even worse, though. Imagine having a family and having kids, and then you come out as gay also. That's a messy situation. Oh man,
but it's incident after incident. You know, you're seeing people who are caught in bathrooms after voting against something that would help the LGBTQ community. So it sucks that they can't just. Everybody's gaslighting. I need this money, so I have to pretend and hurt the community I would be in so that I can just do whatever else. I
guarantee you too, bro, if y'all were to come out, y'all would probably have, I mean, the community is huge. The LGBTQ community is ginormous. I don't know if it's as big as the Republican community, but you know what I mean? You would definitely have, you know what I'm saying, the backing, but I don't know, man. Living your truth, dog. It's 2000. We about to deal. I mean, the world is coming to an end. Yeah. Living your truth.
And also, just very quickly, NASA said that they have a Mars mission that they think could cost over $2 billion.
Yeah, they're saying that it's going to be $2.1 billion. They're trying to pass this bill through Congress, and they're basically just saying that they're going to send the ship out there to Mars. They're trying to go to Mars using nuclear energy, and they need the money to do it. And apparently this is going to help with, multiple different things. It'll show that we can carry more supplies. We can even possibly get there faster or stay out in orbit or in space longer with nuclear supplies. So they're trying to get that passed right now. And they're saying they could be asking for more on top of that.
Yeah, the cost is just the price of the spacecraft.
And it's stupid anyway. War you can kind of argue for or against. Why are we giving billions of dollars to space while we have so many problems here on Earth? Y'all must know something that we don't.
They do.
Oh, man.
Come on now.
I mean, I think they said that there could be searching for water also on Mars with that.
We have water here.
Are y'all going to bring the water back? Is
bringing it back?
Is space water better than Earth water? What are we talking about, bro?
Yeah, man. So we have to go to a quick break with that. We have a lot more coming at you after this.
Yeah. What's happening? I see it's a bunch of new faces in the building, man. For everybody that doesn't know, this is Hot 97 News. The home girl, what?
Bumpy Johnson.
Bumpy Johnson, man. Shout out to Bumpy Johnson. That's the Queen Bee, Lana in the building. My name is Rondell with 2 N's. The dude laughing is Million. We got Will on the boards in the back. Tommy in the back. We here, man. We are here to drop the news every day, Monday through Friday, 7 and 9. Bring the funny, bring the entertainment. Y'all bring the funny in the comments. You know what I mean? Like,
so mad for some reason.
I'm so sorry. I have got to do my recap.
Do your thing.
And I'm
I got it down.
panicking. Yeah, no, I'm hearing.
I got it down.
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah.
You're
You know,
good.
yeah.
I got it down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we here every day, man, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, and we are here for y'all. We got the rundown. What is so funny, Million?
Bumpy Johnson.
Do you know Bumpy Johnson is?
No, think about it. You got a Bumpy Johnson in the chat.
Bumpy Johnson. Oh, okay.
A Bumpy Johnson.
I wasn't thinking. I'm childish, and I still wasn't thinking that way. Jesus Christ.
I had to grow up, bro.
Will the concerts on the 24th be live streamed? So we don't know if the Summer Jam will be live streamed. I'm guessing it will be, to be honest with you. We won't be there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be live streamed. We'll be here giving you the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got a lot of dope stuff coming up too, man. Got to talk about that LeBron James thing. So y'all stay tuned and tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, I see new people in here that aren't typing, and that's cool. I'm glad y'all are watching. But go share the live. Go share the stream. You know, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram. Tell them you got 3 beautiful black people up here. You know what I mean? Making magic. We trying to get to like 1,000 viewers by the end of the year, dog. I know it can happen. Ice Spice about to eat down. I would eat down Ice Spice. Come on now.
You know what, Dale?
Welcome back to Hot 97 News, everybody. It is time for a recap of your top stories just in case you missed them. So, starting off with what happened in New York, New York's Mayor Zoran Mamdani doubled down on the fact that he really wants to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, and he was trying to say whether or not he could actually do that because Trump said he definitely could not, but he was exploring options he may have anyway, and today he revealed to the people that he accepts that he is not allowed to do that, but he did say that he encourages the U.S. to actually arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, and that he feels like all of the things that Netanyahu is behind in the Middle East supports the fact that the ICC warrant should be adhered to. But since he legally can't do it, he did tell the people of New York that maybe they could protest when he comes in November for the UN Assembly. Now, critics say that he was basically targeting Israel. He was flaming anti-Semitism, potentially putting a target on Jewish people in New York's back. Supporters say that their beef is basically with Netanyahu and his actions, not with the entire Israeli community, and praised him for trying to demand accountability. In the meantime, in the war, the U.S. has officially bombed Iran for 11 straight nights, and Trump just threatened to destroy a bridge or a power plant in Iran whenever Iran attacks the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is saying they're going to do an eye for an eye. So if the U.S. does that, they will be doing the same thing to U.S. assets out there. We also now confirm Sergeant Angel Rampersad of New York, 28 years old, was identified as that last missing soldier who was killed in the Jordan attack. So that brings the U.S. deaths to 18 in this war. And Israel says they don't expect to join in at this point of this latest round of strikes because they are good with where we are right now, but they will join in if Iran directly attacks them or if the U.S. asks for help. In the meantime, Pete Hegseth was in front of Congress saying that the war has cost at least $37.5 billion. And that was generous because that did not include the damage out there in the Middle East. And he is asking for $67 billion more dollars. Lawmakers just flamed him, saying, you guys have been said that Iran's military is destroyed. They have no Air Force, they have no Navy, and we are basically on top and we won this thing. So how are troops still dying and why do you need more money to continue? So they basically said, we stand by what we said, but we need to finish the job. They did not rule out ground troops. And Hegseth said he feels Trump can keep this war going without any word from Congress about it. So it is what it is. In the meantime, people were also scratching their heads a little bit because Trump approved a proposed deal that could eventually let Saudi Arabia enrich uranium, which is how you would get a nuclear weapon. Saudi Arabia says they want this nuclear energy for electricity and desalination so their people can have drinking water and they don't need to spend oil on it. But critics say that it could help them get a nuclear weapon one day and we could be in the same position later that we are in now with them, especially if they end up having leadership that is not like the U.S. or Israel. In the meantime, our lawmakers are clearly playing games with us. You had Darlene Graham, who is Lindsey Graham's sister, who was given his seat in the Senate as a tribute to Lindsey Graham. She was asked about the SAVE Act and her staff quickly swarmed her and didn't let her answer. She didn't answer. She probably didn't know the answer because she's only been in office for a couple of days and is still planning to run for his seat. And we also know that Congress is considering a bill to ban lawmakers from buying individual stocks. The problem is the Republicans attached a voter ID requirement that has nothing to do with banning lawmakers from buying individual stocks. And a Republican himself, Thomas Massie, said this whole thing is political theater, said that extra voting provision was basically to make Democrats vote no on the stock trading ban to make them look bad, even though they did not need to put that in there because it had nothing to do with it. They're just playing in our faces. And those were your top story recaps. Now, if you missed the full top stories, we do that breakdown every day at 7 o'clock. Make sure you tune in for the Lana Rundown. We will always have your top stories breakdown at 7, followed by a recap at 8 o'clock. In the meantime, it is time to get to your daily drop. This is a daily drop in of stories from around the country. And today we are going to start off in Florida because Florida Representative Corey Mills is under active criminal investigation by the Department of Justice. Yes. So, he says this whole thing is a sham and a witch hunt, but this investigation hasn't really been made public, the specifics of it. What we know so far is that it has to do with Mills's finances.
Okay. Oh, of course.
Has to do with the finances, yes. So the reported federal probe apparently has to do with allegations. Actually, it's not even these. He's already under investigation for another set of alleged issues, and that involves campaign finance violations, problems with his financial disclosures, improper gifts, sexual misconduct, possible misuse of congressional resources, and this other investigation is said to be potentially on top of all of that.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
He says he is not responsible for any wrongdoing that ethics committee has going on in their investigation. He has not been charged with a crime. So
that's a Trump Jr. I mean, that whole entire, that's almost like similar allegations that Donald Trump is facing right now. I mean, sexual assault or sexual mischievous and things like that. Finances. I mean, the people are just taking out the book of Donald Trump right now. And I don't think they can get in trouble if Donald Trump isn't getting in trouble also.
I don't know what's going on with that. I will say people peep that this all is coming out about a month before Florida's Republican primary. So he's trying to get another term. He's got multiple challengers. People are saying, all right, now you got this investigation and the DOJ investigation. They won't say what that's about at all. Just, he's under investigation. Okay. So it's like, all right, are you just kind of putting this out there? Or is there something to be said that the people need to know?
Yeah. They're pulling a Graham Plattner. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. They're trying to find something. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
All right. Well, this isn't alleged. So out in Atlanta, federal officials, they was doing an operation. It was called Operation red card. Now, with this operation, they was looking at sexual assault crimes, also crimes like human trafficking and child exploitation. Now, they ended up catching 153 people. They were arrested. 13 of them was on human trafficking charges. 11 was on child exploitation charges, and 129 others were basically charged with charges including prostitution, narcotics, outstanding warrants, and other related crimes. Now, 54 human trafficking victims were rescued during this whole entire operation, which is good.
That's good.
But we already knew that the FIFA World Cup was going to bring this. And honestly, these numbers, only 153 people arrested. I'm not saying that's good, but I'm also saying, like, I thought it was going to be more.
It could have been worse. It could have been worse. It definitely. 150 is 150 is pretty decent.
People.
Yeah, 150 is pretty.
It's a lot, but we had like millions of people coming through for the World Cup.
And that was just the arrest. Yeah. That was just the arrest.
Right.
We don't know how many people they actually saved. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they say 54 human trafficking victims.
Just that many?
Yeah, 54.
Okay, that's not bad.
Sounds like they need to get out there and do a little bit more research. There's no way.
54. You think it's more people?
Some people, some people had to slip through the cracks.
Well, wasn't it? What was the other state that we reported on that they did their numbers on their human trafficking? Well, I think it was Texas, and they did their numbers on human trafficking, and I think it was more than. I have to go back and look, but I knew that when we got our numbers back, they weren't going to be. I knew it wasn't going to be astronomical. Just because of where everybody went for the games, most people were going to the New Yorks, most people were going to the Dallases, most people were going to the LAs. Not too many people came to Atlanta.
By the numbers, didn't they say we made like 500 mil when other states made 3 billion, 1 billion? Yeah.
Not too many people came to Atlanta, so I kind of figured like, oh snap, we didn't get most of the travelers. Everybody, all the other states got most of the travelers, which sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. You know. Speaking of Texas, a tiny Texas border town is taking on the Trump administration over plans to build a part of the border wall through the levee system that protects the community from flooding. And we all know what happens when the levees ain't working how they used to, man. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So Presidio, a rural town of just over 3,200 people. God, dog. That is a high school. Says replacing part of its eastern levee with a concrete wall and 30-foot steel panels could put homes, farms, and infrastructures at risk during flash floods. Now, the federal government says no final wall design has been approved yet, but the DHS is pushing ahead with a $46 billion border wall plan and has waived several regulations to speed construction. Now, the town argues the administration still must follow key levee protection rules and consult the Army Corps of Engineers before building near the flood control system. A judge is expected to rule soon, but this is already bigger than one small town, which I agree, because 3,200 people and y'all trying to almost, if not, could destroy the town. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Do you know if the Trump administration said anything about what those people are supposed to do?
If the levees break?
Well, no, just, I mean, because they're trying to do this where they should have levees, right? I mean, is that what this?
Yeah. So they're trying to put this wall right where the levees are at.
So they just don't care they get flooded? What's the?
I think their mindset is they want to keep out illegals more than they want to protect the people that actually
And that
live
is
here
something
in
they
America.
probably have to weigh.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
3,200 people.
That town ain't nothing but a little blimp on the map.
Right.
That's terrible to say.
Right.
But it's real.
Right.
Yeah, I thought I heard reports though that, I mean, we don't even catch a lot of illegal immigrants with the wall. Like, that wall doesn't really stop nothing for real. There's people that's flying in, people that's digging tunnels underneath the wall, people are using rivers and other things to get around. 46 billion we're using for this. I think it could go somewhere else.
That's such a good point, because if you do build a wall, what stops the tunnel system from popping up like we've seen it in other places? Like, is that the best defense?
And now that they take the levees out, I mean, what, they gonna start floating over the wall? All they have to do is wait till it rains.
Exactly, bro. Like,
I think the wall, wait till it floods.
I think the wall was the dumbest thing that we could have ever used our money for. I think we could have used our money in more creative ways to keep out illegals, other than that wall that doesn't keep out illegals.
Well, now, don't they keep saying that they haven't had anybody come in the country illegally? Like the numbers at zero crossings.
I don't believe
like
none of that.
It's not for like just road crossings, but they they haven't let in any illegally. I can't remember what the actual stat is, but they're saying it's so low they're on top of it anyway. So why not spend more money on that effort than on more wall parts that can either be dug under or climbed, presumably.
They be trying to treat that thing like the Great Wall of China, and it will never be like the Great Wall of China, bro. So let it go. Like, just stop building it. Like, just stop building. Let the illegals come over here, and then
stop.
No, listen. When they get over here, when they get over here, then we deal with them accordingly. But
I think that's what's slowing them down, though. I think that's what's slowing them down. Well, that's why we got the zero. They hearing the reports. How we doing them?
That's what I'm saying. Like, 'cause if you end up, but boy, if you end up in like permanent jail, indefinite jail, that's crazy. That keep me from coming over.
That's funny.
So, there's that. Anyway, speaking of the Trump administration, the Trump administration says they are deferring $1 billion in Medicaid payments to California and Minnesota, aka they are holding it back. More than $1 billion in Medicaid money because they claim that some of the billing looks a little suspicious. Now, we've talked about this in Minnesota specifically. There are claims that California has some of that same alleged shadiness going on. So California is going to have $867.5 million held back. Minnesota is having $199 million held back, which is crazy because we've heard a lot more about the outward abuses in Minnesota than we have about California. But the government basically said they want to stop any questionable payments before they send out the money instead of trying to go get it back later.
And I mean, it's one of those things where I think that they just have to rip the Band-Aid off eventually because there are reports that is very crime oriented. I mean, there's fraud everywhere.
It's easy to scam.
It's extremely easy to scam. So, I mean, we got to rip the Band-Aid off. And if it means slowing things down for a little bit, I kind of understand that. I know a lot of people are struggling right now also, though.
I know. That's the crappy part about it because both states obviously came out and said, we investigate fraud. We don't just let fraud go out. We have safeguards in place, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, my biggest argument has been I'm not going to applaud you guys for catching all these fraudsters. A, because you pardon half of them that are rich anyways.
True.
Half is me being liberal with it. But you pardon these guys anyways. So I would rather you do something to catch it on the front end. What are you going to do is stop it on the front end before we get to, whoops, they stole $16 billion. You know what I mean? So I don't hate this. At the same time, California and Minnesota probably feel like they're getting targeted because they're blue states and, there are probably red states that have some of this going on too.
Well, out in Rhode Island, we got a guy, his name is Dr. Donald Fisher. He's 70 years old. At one point in time, he was an anesthesiologist.
Words are hard sometimes.
Anesthesiologist. And he was convicted back in the day about 20 years ago for first-degree sexual assault. Apparently, they were saying that allegedly he had raped a woman on his yacht back in the day in 2003. Now, he went missing during his trial. He dipped up out of there and they ended up convicting him anyways. But, he wasn't there. It was considered absentia and he was wanted for failing to appear. So he's been gone for 20 years. We're trying to figure out what happened to him. And they just found him out in LA, just chilling, basically. This man was a biotech engineer under a whole different name. Different name,
because I was going to say,
engineer.
people knew where that man was.
I was just about to say, too. There ain't no way he went away for 20 years and didn't get found like that.
Cali.
Yeah, I mean, but he was in a really high position. He was a biotech executive. He was the CMO, chief medical officer of a public biotech company. So, he was high profile, very high profile, and they didn't catch him for 20 years.
Hey, what's your name used to be?
Bro. Ain't nobody looked him up like that. It's crazy.
Well, he went under a different alias, so that's why I guess he was able to get away with it.
Look at him a different face, though.
If you came back to me 20 years later, I'd be like, your name definitely used to be Million.
Nah, it's Marcus. It's Marcus now. It's Marcus
Wait,
now.
what?
So they also went ahead. So they did actually catch him out in New York. This man was just chilling on a yacht in New York when they ended up catching him. So they found him him. They found him and tied him to New York.
He must have pissed somebody off.
He had to
because
they
people
knew.
knew.
Yeah, exactly.
People
they
knew.
They 20 years and you in the States?
In the same country. You didn't even
You're in the States and you didn't leave?
When
Bruh.
money runs in the same circles.
Man, what?
You
Of
gotta
course.
call me. What is his name now?
His name now is Ronald Fisher, but he went as Richard Graydon.
You gotta call me Richard now. Didn't even change the
Didn't even
art,
change
boy.
the-
That's so. Woo.
You're horrible.
Y'all are funny.
Yeah, y'all are horrible. We're going to fly on down to Miami. So federal authorities in Miami say a Venezuelan Italian, that is an odd mix, Venezuelan Italian, civil engineer helped launder money for North Korean IT workers who allegedly using fake, I don't know why that's so funny, but who are allegedly using fake identities to land remote jobs and dodge U.S. sanctions. So prosecutors say 38-year-old Victor Jose Tomasino, he got it. He got the Spanish name in the beginning and an Italian name at the end. Boy, he got it. Acted as a middleman with his companies receiving more than $550,000 from the network while he allegedly took a 3% cut. Now, investigators say the money ultimately helped benefit North Korea's regime, including efforts tied to its weapons programs. So the wild part, agents say WhatsApp messages showed Tomasoni joking. Are the North Korean hackers or what? Before allegedly continuing to move money and what? Anyway, he now faces money laundering charges that could carry up to 20 years in federal prison. Hey, man, you're a wild one for this one. North Korea? You're wild.
North Korea is crazy.
Hey, you're wild.
Sometimes I do think it's funny that we just banished a whole country. We just don't talk to them.
No.
At all.
Nobody talks to North Korea.
People in that landmass, we don't talk. Well, North Korea, they have other people in
Yeah,
other parts of the world that talk to them. We just don't. It's like a crazy thing to even hear them. You were helping North Koreans? That's crazy.
That's wild. That's a wild one.
Anyways, another wild story. We have an update on a story that a lot of people have been talking about. This is the Nolan Wells investigation. Apparently, the autopsy results just came out.
Yeah, so they had the secondary autopsy. We're still waiting on the autopsy from the actual state, but the family got money from Colin Kaepernick, and they ended up sending it out to D.C. to basically do their own investigation. And everybody was hoping that something major would come from this, and ultimately, the cause and manner of the death is still undetermined. So we still don't necessarily know exactly what caused the death because there was multiple questionable things. When they sent the body up to DC, apparently the state that did the autopsy, they removed the throat. So we couldn't even necessarily see. Yeah, we couldn't come to some conclusive evidence saying that he drowned on certain things or like ways that he drowned. So they sent the body up there. Apparently they took the organs out, which is normal, which is standard. But apparently they just couldn't come to any conclusive evidence because they already started touching and working on the body.
Right. Well, I guess I thought that they had gotten to it at least remotely close to when the state did it to where, or like in conjunction with them, or I guess I don't really know how it works, but that is crazy that you're going to do an autopsy when they've already removed like half the organs are gone. Like now what is he? You just wasted some money?
Yeah.
That's not what it sounds like.
I mean, it was like $50,000 too. Colin Kaepernick ended up paying for it. Well, go ahead, Dale.
Well, here's. I mean, this is just a side note. I mean, a side thought that I have. I think it's really crazy when people do these autopsies, like for high-profile cases like this. Like, you gotta. If it was my child, and yes, I would probably want answers, but at the same time, bro, I probably would just want my child to be buried. You know what I mean? Like sending my child back and forth to autopsies and his body being flown this way. I mean, that has to put, because they just had his funeral, so I don't know if it was an open casket or not, but I mean the way I saw the line, it looked like it was a viewing. But to know that after that casket closed and the funeral service is over, your child's body is being flown to DC.
Well, it was a little delayed. The funeral was delayed because they just got the body back.
Oh, they got the body. Okay.
But I mean, to your point though, I mean, it's still a thing where it's like you don't want your kid getting cut up. But me as a parent in some situation like this where I don't necessarily know what happened,
you want answers.
I need the answers.
You want answers.
So they ended up saying that there was no broken bones, no deep tissue injuries, but they did find something on the back of the skull. Can I get that picture? They did find something near the back of the body, and they said it's like a red discoloration on the back of his skull. But in that placement, oftentimes when I was looking at it, oftentimes when you are transferring bodies, they lay the body down and like blood starts to pool. So that could have caused the discoloration. So it's really tough because the body was decomposed by the time they sent it out there really bad. So we're still trying to get answers. And honestly, I don't think we are. I hate to say it.
I said the same thing, and I even felt bad even thinking that way. Like, bro,
Yeah.
we're probably not gonna figure out what happened to this boy
At all.
We're probably not gonna figure out what happened to this boy, and everybody that was around him will eventually just walk free.
I swear I had seen more details come out about that actual day itself. Had you guys seen those updates?
Well, I mean, we do got some people that have been like, there's been multiple different videos that's been coming out because, you know, Ben Crump and the team that he was working with, like Al Sharpton and Tyler Perry, sent out reward $150,000 for anybody that has information or something that leads to an arrest. So people have been, according to Ben Crump, people have been sending a lot of different information to him, new videos. But we also heard recently from one of the people that was on the boat in that picture, that, you know, that viral picture of Nolan Wells. He came out and recently spoke a little bit about that day and how it went with Nolan Wells. And here's him talking about it.
I talked to Nolan, and, you know, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and, you know, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan. And I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there.
This is weird. I think this is very weird that he sat down with I don't even know who that man is, and, you know,
that's Officer Tatum.
Awesome, and bro,
he's a conservative,
Even still, how he's talking about him. Your boy just died.
Yeah, very, very laxy daisy with the conversation. I don't think you should have been talking to him. He ain't got nothing to do with the case. If he's not investigating the case, I don't see why you're talking to him. Why are you on his podcast talking?
Well, did he not give any extra details? Because I had seen that there was reporting that one friend said that he was going to go back with the girl. Nolan was going to go back with some girl.
Yeah.
Then the family's attorney says that girl said that Nolan definitely intended to go back to the boat. That there was new emergency call audio from that day saying that the boat was sinking and 7 people were on board and trying to help tow it, and they didn't identify who those 7 people were. And the GPS confirmed they definitely did leave Horn Island at 4:31 without Nolan.
Yep.
Then went back to the dock, was later moved by a trailer to somebody else's home. And so it just, it shows that they were moving this thing around, and at no point they didn't realize that Nolan wasn't there. I don't know. That the whole thing is quite strange.
And you can't forget that they had the phone. They had Nolan Wells' phone on the boat with them, apparently, allegedly. And when the family got a hold of the text, they said that text was deleted also. So it's multiple different things in this that's like very questionable.
Did you ever watch that interview, like the whole thing, or did you ever find?
I watched it all the way through. He said that he was really close to Nolan, never really.
Well, I can't say he wasn't. I cannot say he wasn't.
He said that he was really close to Nolan.
But did he ask him, did the interviewer ask him, how did you guys get separated?
You know what's crazy? He cut it off.
No.
He said, part 2 on the way. That's what he did.
See?
So we might have a part 2
Maybe,
tomorrow.
This thing is gonna get super messy, super quick. Either it's gonna get really messy, or they're gonna not find anything out, and nobody's gonna come out and say anything, because I mean, these kids are gonna be lawyered up. I don't like where this is going. Put it like that. I don't like where it's going.
We will definitely keep you posted if we get any other information. In the meantime, we probably have time for like one of your videos. Million has a bunch of videos.
Oh yeah, we'll just give an update on the bison guy.
All right, so remember we told you guys about the bison guy. He was basically with his grandson, and he got basically tackled by that bison. So
here's him talking about it, his experience.
Even though I was on the ground, he could have stomped me, he could have gored me, could have done anything. We saw the bison, and he was down. He wasn't showing aggression or anything like that until it picked a target. That target happened to be me. At the time, I had my grandson with me. It was like, you need to get up to the amphitheater. I will deal with this down here. They move faster than you could ever imagine. He just kept coming and he was more aggressive. And as soon as he got off that tree, he launched me in the air.
Well,
what is funny? Oh my God.
I'm sorry. He said he stomped me out like he was a thug or something.
Learned your lesson, brother.
Yeah, get out of his hood, man. You in his hood. You on his block.
Stay out them forest streets.
You know,
So you don't get stomped
I
out.
be in the trees. You know. I
you do. And
I will
hope
find some trees.
I hope nothing ever happens to you. But I hope you're smart enough to go. I hope your blackness kicks in and goes.
I gotta get out of
You
here.
know what? That's not me.
We gotta go to break. Entertainment's up next.
Me too, dog. That shit was like, bro. You know what's crazy about all-inclusive resorts, bro? Is you get, I literally, the day we got to the airport, I was sitting at Bubba Gump Shrimp, and we were eating, and I just got up from the table and walked away. And I was like, oh, I had to pay for this.
Oh, but you don't at an all-inclusive.
No,
at
bro.
the airport.
And I was there for
at the airport.
At the
Okay.
airport, you do, but at the all-inclusive, you don't have to pay for nothing. And I literally ate out every single day. Bruh, Million, you would go and rack it up.
Oh, you would crush them.
You would go crazy,
They
bro.
will remember your name.
Yeah, bro. Because here's the thing,
Put
Mill.
a picture up.
Here's the thing, Mill. You can order everything off the menu.
Everything.
What?
There is nothing you can't order.
This isn't like a buffet situation.
No, this is like real.
Well, they
This
do.
is like
They do have a
cooked?
buffet too.
Yeah, there's a buffet in the morning that they do for breakfast. I don't know. He went to.
Well, it depends on like where you go. Yeah.
But they'll cook it in the back for you,
Bruh,
just off of your order.
There's 9.
Oh yeah, you want steak?
Oh,
You
bro.
get
So
steak.
look, the resort I was
fish, you
at.
get fish.
The resort I was at was a Secrets and a Dreams. So the Dreams was the like kid side, and the Secrets was the adult side. So the adult side had like 5 restaurants. Dreams had like 10 restaurants.
What?
Hey, bro, restaurants. These are like put a reservation in, got us go sit down. Man, we went to eat Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh, you talking about
for
language?
free.
Hold on, bro.
For
Hold
free.
on now. Hold on now.
Also, we have got to get to the comments because they had some thoughts about that last story, the Nolan
Nolan
Wells
Wells?
story.
What they were saying?
Let me go back to the comments.
Oh,
Did they say what color the girl was?
She was white.
It was a white girl. It was a white girl.
She was white.
It was a white girl.
All right.
Little white girl.
All right.
All right.
Little white girl, and all of a
Okay,
sudden he ends
okay.
up dead.
All right.
Okay, bro.
It means nothing.
All
What you saying?
right.
I'm gonna die?
Just be safe. Be safe. I'm praying for you, brother. Every day. Every day.
That's true.
Stupid, dog.
Million wouldn't
You're
drink the coffee
stupid.
that Tommy got him. So you know.
That's so true.
Stop it. I keep telling y'all, I have an issue with germs.
people.
No,
Latoya
with
said-
germs. With germs. With germs. Goodness
I'm trying to
gracious.
help y'all. Latoya said
Oh
that
my
she
God.
would want to know what happened to her kid. She would just go to the ends of the earth. I felt the same way, actually.
Yeah.
I would
Amen.
want to know.
Amen. Amen.
Before y'all bury this, I find out.
I feel you, but at the same time, it's like, man, I kind of want to put him to rest, man.
Yeah.
I would.
Welcome back to Hot 97 News. It is time for your entertainment section of the show. Boy, did you guys see? We've been telling you guys that LeBron James had a decision to make, that he was going to drop his decision. We've been leading it up. We thought it was going to happen a couple days ago. The decision might have just leaked.
Oh yeah, it did. My bad. I was.
He doesn't listen to
I was
me.
still thinking about. I was still thinking about what we was just talking about. So yeah, LeBron. Miami. Whoever's over at Miami, hey, get it together, okay? Get it together. The Miami Heat may have just made the biggest social media mistake in NBA free agency history, okay? And if y'all haven't seen what happened, Miami Heat's YouTube. All right, so they had this up on their YouTube, the LeBron James introductory press conference, July 27th. All right, I know for a fact this was not supposed to be leaked. You know what I mean? I know for a fact This was not supposed to happen. Now, the Heat quickly deleted it and said their social media department was simply preparing for the possibility that LeBron chooses Miami and accidentally made the placeholder the public. So they actually fired that dude, and they put this, they put this out immediately. A director of YouTube strategy, they put that out on Indeed immediately.
I mean, we're talking multi-billions of dollars, or millions. I might be exaggerating, but millions of dollars when it comes to this trade. You just messed up the whole entire flow, the whole operation.
Yeah, because now you don't know if LeBron might say, you know what, I'm not coming to Miami now.
And that's what I'm hoping.
I'm not coming to Miami now. Y'all ruined it. I am not coming. This was supposed, because we all know how LeBron is. LeBron is very, he's theatrical. So he's like, hey, if I can't make it as theatrics, y'all done ruin my theatrics. And I'm a LeBron fan, by the way. And y'all done ruin my theatrics. Now I'm not coming over there. I gotta revamp this. No.
You don't think that because they were already at that point making all of that the contract, like the paper has already been signed and the ink? You don't think so? Because you don't make a graphic like that. That's what I'm saying. Miami, honestly, if we didn't know for sure based off that, by firing it and putting it on Indeed, you dang near said it was true.
Nah, because he came out and said that he's done Miami before. He's already been in Miami. He's done that. He's played there. He's good to go.
A lot of things.
Yes, but he said he's done Miami. He's been there. He's done that. He's good. He's not wanting to go play in Miami. He said that on a podcast. I should have clipped that, but he said that on a podcast.
Do you fire somebody though for something that didn't really have any meaningful impact
on YouTube?
Well, if it wasn't really
Miami, you talking about Miami? They fired him.
No, but she's saying that if it wasn't that big of a deal, if he really wasn't going there, why would they fire him?
If they were just doing it all just in preparation, then it doesn't matter.
It does matter because now you messing up the league. You messing up stuff. You messing up stuff. You throwing out stuff that's untrue. You making Miami look bad.
But everybody has been throwing out guesses.
But no team has came out and done this.
No, I know it was a mistake. But by firing the guy, you might have just said, whoops.
Nah.
We've seen Steve Kerr in the car, and somebody asked him if he was going. If LeBron James was going to Golden State, and Steve Kerr said, "I got him." Steve Kerr still has his job.
Right. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not.
I don't think it's that deep. I think they messed up and they
fired him for something.
No, I think they messed up the order of operation when it comes to what LeBron is trying to do, and I think that it's this whole theatrical thing. And who knows, really? But I mean, I think they messed up the whole theatrical thing, and I don't think Steve
Kerr didn't mess it up by saying that? Why?
Because I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to Miami or.
Then why was he fired? Yeah, okay.
I hear what you're saying. And it does make sense. The reason he'd be fired, he shouldn't be fired if it's not true. I get what you're saying.
If they're all we were just actually just preparing, and it's like, well, we don't know. We don't we don't know.
Because you messing up the feng shui thing.
Then how did Steve Kerr not mess up the feng shui?
Because Steve Kerr it was out and about. This is on the internet.
Dale.
This is on the internet.
Dale. You're in denial.
I'm not in denial.
You're in denial. You're in denial. I'm in the same thing with you because I don't want LeBron to go to Miami, but he's probably going, bruh. I hate to say it.
Listen to what I'm saying. Steve Kerr said we got him, drove off, little jokey joke troll. This was not a troll. This was literally Miami post having something previewed. This is a YouTube video that was published, previewed, and ready to go July 27th.
So why couldn't they also come out and be like, it was a troll? We just wanted y'all to spin out just like Kerr did.
Well, we haven't. Kerr didn't say it was a troll. Kerr was just trolling like how.
That's
Kerr
what I'm saying.
did.
He didn't say.
Well,
we don't know.
We don't know. Miami might. We might.
You
Miami
must got
might.
a Kalshi bet or something.
They fired.
No, I didn't have a Kalshi bet.
Miami
because that shot
now.
up. That shot up for Miami.
It did. It shot up all the way.
Miami.
Cleveland is way down there now.
Ooh.
He might go to Minnesota while you're playing.
Oh no.
Just to get the people. I don't know. We'll see.
Golden State.
Anywho, listen to this, man. We've been telling you about AI. And where it's going from here seems a little creepy. Sony just said that there's an AI company that copied over 30,000 songs.
Yeah, man. Uduo. Or Udui. Uduo. How do you, am I saying that correctly? Uduo?
Why'd you look at Will?
Because Will, it probably knew how to say it.
Why would he know how to say it?
Because I don't know.
How do you spell it?
Udio. Uduo.
Oh, okay.
Udio. Anyway.
All right. I thought it was maybe a.
You got what I was coming from, but I ain't saying, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, Udio is one of those platforms where you could type in what kind of song you want, just like Suno, maybe an emotional R&B record or a country breakup song, whatever kind of song and then within seconds, the computer creates vocals, creates a beat, creates a full song for you. But Sony says the reason Uduo can make music that sounds so realistic is because the company allegedly trained its technology using 30,000 Sony-owned recordings without permission. Do you know how crazy this is? I don't think y'all fully understand the magnitude of what this could possibly be. So the list reportedly stretches from Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, to Beyonce, Alicia Keys, and Harry Styles.
But that's been a conversation that we even had on this show. Like, your AI is getting to take all of our property and use it, and only a handful of people are making money. That's basically what they did.
And now it's coming to light. And now people are starting to once these companies like Sony and Rockefeller and whatever major recording companies, they get a wind of it, and it's like, wait a minute, hold on now, y'all are making no. That's when it becomes an issue. It's not an issue when it doesn't affect them. Now it's going to start affecting them.
And you said they was like the fingerprint, so we're talking masters. Like they was copying like the master files of this thing. What? So that's their whole thing. They keep the master files locked up, so it's incopyable.
So Sony did not guess what songs might be inside the system. During the original lawsuit, the label gained access to parts of Uduo's training information and used audio fingerprinting technology to identify thousands of matches. Now, Sony originally tried to add all those songs to the first lawsuit, but the judge basically said, we are not turning this case into a 30,000 song playlist this late in the process. So Sony opened up a whole new case. Uduo's defense is that training an AI model is different from selling bootleg albums, which is true. The company argues that the music is used privately behind the scenes to teach the technology patterns, sounds, and structures, and that the final product is something new. Do y'all hear yourself when y'all even make this type of statement? Like, yeah, we're going to use this to teach it patterns, songs, sounds, and structure. No, bro, y'all are using this to create another Beyonce. Y'all are using this to create another Alicia Keys, another Elvis Presley, another Michael Jackson, another rapper, another anything. And what's going to happen is this. They're going to push out these AI artists, and artists themselves will no longer, they would be there, but it's easier to make money off of artists that I could tell what to do.
Bro,
it's easier to make money off of artists while I say, hey, I control you, literally I control you, versus a person that has this ego and you can't tell me what to do and I do what I want to drop right now. And it's like, no, I press a button and shut this whole thing down, delete.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of people are like pointing enough attention to these type of stories, because there's a whole Tilly Norwood. Have y'all ever heard of that?
The AI artist?
The AI actor. The AI actor. They're about to star in their first feature film soon also. Debut in their first feature film. That's basically the same thing that they're doing. They're just taking from actors and models and seeing how they presented themselves, putting it into this girl, and now she's a superstar.
And I hope y'all boycott that movie, because what are we doing? At that point, anybody can put anything out there and just.
But here's what you do, though, Lana. This is how you get creative. Here's the thing, man. We can't complain about the future. We have to mold ourselves into the future. And so how you mold yourself into the future is you make your own AI actress or your own AI actor. No, real talk, you make your own AI artist and you compete. It's not going to be hard to compete because they make it very easy to create these. Nobody's doing it yet. No, they've done it. They haven't mastered it yet. Nobody's mastered controlling an AI artist or AI actor nobody's controlled it yet. Nobody's mastered it yet.
The only reason why I would say it's hard is because it's harder for us to do it, is because they have access to certain things that we don't.
For sure. AI models?
Literally 30,000 files of other artists that are musicians that can do all types of things, of the greatest artists out there. We're competing with just me and then an AI model. Like that's pretty hard to do.
Well, here's the thing: Suno and Uduo, they both run. Most of the songs I've made off of Suno for this show, and it's really not hard to do. You write the correct prompt and you put in some lyrics. I can make a whole album tonight if I really wanted to.
Sony is a company. These are huge companies.
Yes,
that
they are.
They're gonna. I guarantee you, they're putting a lot more money into building teams around just one artist to create. You're not going to be able to compete by yourself. I'm sorry. They're going to make sure of it. They're going to make sure
But
of
it is a good thing to point out. Like, if you can
Yeah.
maybe try
to jump
compete.
on.
Because I will say, in 20 years, this is the point you probably would have wished you did.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sitting back and being like,
Because
God dang,
your
I wish I'd have had one.
We're not alive at this point to do it. And they might be looking at you like, no, why didn't you? Your parents ever say, man, I had the chance to buy land in LA and I didn't do it. And now, and that's when you could get it. So this would be the point. I mean, but you will be contributing to the data centers. So you might not sleep at night. I'm just kidding. Charleston White was reportedly shot. Charles, is he a comedian or is he a rapper?
Charleston White is not a rapper.
He's a comedian, right?
He's
he's a provocateur.
No,
he's one of the greatest comedians of our generation.
Yeah, all right. He's a social activist that turned comedian, that turned to I can't really describe what he does.
Doesn't he say things that like pisses people off?
Yeah, but what he's saying is actually some of the things he's saying be correct. I'd be like, he's not speaking too far off about what the things he's saying.
Okay.
But he did get shot, or he got shot at. So Charleston White says his birthday trip. So he took a birthday trip to Houston, almost turned into something much more serious. White was reportedly in Houston. Fifth Ward for Dr. Cadence Matthews' birthday celebration when video started circulating that appeared to capture shots being fired nearby. White says he escaped without being injured. Here's the video of White being shot at.
Yeah, I killed up by myself.
And there's the person that shot. So it's kind of crazy. So I don't know if you guys know who Jay Prince is. Do you know who Jay Prince is? Jay Prince is like huge in Houston. He's like he's the one that pretty much protects everybody. He was around when Takeoff got shot. He was like, he was the reason for Takeoff's death. That's what they were saying. But Jay Prince is like huge in Texas. Very big
in the music industry. Yeah, his dad was in the music industry.
No, I'm talking about Jay Prince. I'm not talking about Jay Prince Jr. I'm talking about
this is the big dog.
I'm talking about Jay Prince. Yeah. Okay. So Jay Prince is like mob, very, very mobby black dude.
He was disrespecting the big dog.
He been disrespecting Charleston. Charleston White been disrespecting Jay Prince.
What?
Yeah, man, it's nothing new. So, according to Charleston White, he went into the neighborhood, into Fifth Ward by himself, and eventually found himself surrounded roughly 30 dudes. He claims the group did not initially come there to fight him. They allegedly wanted him to apologize. And here's him talking about that right here.
I went to Fifth Ward by myself. And wouldn't even take a plane get me. Not only did they shoot at the car, they called 30. Then showed up 30 deep, and all they wanted to do was to plead with me to apologize to James Prince.
So him and Jay Prince have had this like back and forth for a while. He's always telling how Jay Prince is this terrible person, but Charleston White has a good way of getting under people's skin, especially under the hip hop culture and the hip hop community skin, because they say he's not for the people. But if you actually listen to what Charleston White says, he might not say it in the best way possible, but the things he does say are actually on point.
I got a perfect example. He said straight up, all Crips and Bloods must die. Their children must suffer. Their mothers must be free from the bondage of mother's pain. Death to all Crips and Bloods. You hear the message. You know,
hold on. So when I said he's a provocateur and says things that piss people off, and you said no, that's what I'm talking about.
He's a social activist, though. That's what he claims to be.
Come on, stop it, Dale. Stop it, Dale. He ain't no social activist, nothing, bro.
Because here's the thing. A little do you know, Charleston White used to like be in the street, not in the streets, but he used to be behind politicians. He used to be for the Boys and Girl Club, doing things the quote unquote correct way. You know what I mean? Doing the, hey, let's, camaraderie, let's do this. And then he had to change and, give the people what they would actually listen to, which is negativity.
Which is a sellout. So we can't sit here and say,
sellout,
it's a sellout if you're choosing to give people negativity when you started off as a person that was positive. And you just said, oh, there's money here, so I'm going to sell out my morals to be a negative person online. He talks about Jewish people bad, black people bad, Asians bad. I mean, this guy just doesn't, he's literally getting paid and monetized just to talk trash.
100%. And I mean, the things that, like I said before, the things that he says, all of them aren't the best. And I don't agree with everything he says, but a lot of things he does say, I'm just like, all right, man, I see the truth in that. You probably say it the wrong way, but I definitely see the truth in the things that you're saying. And do I think Charleston White's a good guy? Not by any means. Do I think that he, does he deserve to die? No. You know what I mean? Do I think that he deserves to get beat up? Probably. He definitely deserves to get slapped one time for sure. But you know what I mean? He just got issues.
Well, we do have to move on. And before we do, shout out Super Chat. Project King.
Oh, Project King.
Appreciate it. I've been meaning to say this for some time.
He got money.
Shout out.
He got money.
We need to put a cash up in there.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, you got money, Project King.
Anyway, but we do have to tell you, Kai Cenat is in the news. He's being sued because of his bodyguard's alleged assault.
Kai Cenat. This is so stupid. I don't even know why I put this story in here.
We can skip it if you want. Kai Cenat, he's a streamer and he's getting sued over his.
Go to Chad.
Well, we already.
Yeah. Go to Chadwick.
Well, y'all don't get to know how about that.
Yeah, it was so stupid. It was a dumb story.
His bodyguard was accused of assaulting somebody. So there you go. Anyways, so the game and YG are facing off in a versus.
Ooh.
No. Come on, man. Let's be real. Come on, let's be real. Come on, let's be real.
YG.
I mean, they're good. They're good artists.
I mean,
YG
but no, they're not really necessarily known.
YG. What?
I'm sorry. Out here on the East Coast, at least, I don't necessarily see them.
That's because you really don't listen to music.
Hold on now. I worked at a radio station. I'll guarantee you we wasn't bumping no YG and we wasn't bumping no Game.
We're in the South. Of course, we're not bumping YG and Game. We're in the South.
I've heard some of Game's music, and I've heard YG's music. I think YG is a little bit more out there for sure. He probably would win, but both of them are kind of mid.
Nah, I ain't gonna say both of them mid. I think YG would destroy the Game. The Game doesn't have as many hits as YG. Now, this is going on tomorrow at 9:30. I honestly forgot about verses, to be honest with you.
I did too, actually.
The last verses I remember before this one was the B2K and Pretty Ricky, and they hate each other. So, these two dudes are actually blood, so they actually, they somewhat are friends or somewhat affiliated. So it should be interesting to see how they play this out. I personally think YG will demolish the Game in a versus. That's just me.
I can see that. I mean, the Game, he's been in the game the Game's been in the game.
I heard that.
For a while now. Thank you. I mean, he's been in the game for a really long time, and I can only name you like 2, maybe 3 of his hits.
Exactly.
Biggest hits. And I mean, I don't even want to do I hate to be like this. I don't even want to look at the stats because the stats is probably going to be a little bit more disappointing.
Oh, yeah.
But YG, he's definitely been up there for sure. He's reached the Billboard Hot 100 a couple of different times.
And he also has DJ Mustard on his side.
I didn't even
Can't
think
forget about
that.
DJ Mustard. He has DJ Mustard on his side. So this is going on 9:30 tomorrow, Thursday. So
if you don't know what a versus is, it's basically when two artists go, back and forth and play their best hits, and basically the people decide who won it, whose hits outdid the other's hits, because it's not like new music, but it's just we're going versus each other. I always thought they were gonna hopefully try to pull off a Chris Brown and Usher versus. Those are the only two that could probably go head to head with each other.
They got a live one right now. They on tour.
Well, they're not going against each other.
It's
not the same. I think Usher obviously wins.
I actually don't know.
What?
I actually don't know. I really don't, because I've thought about it.
Crazy.
They both just have crazy hits. Now, if R. Kelly.
Oh yeah, R. Kelly's demolishing that. He's demolishing.
He's demolishing.
I don't know if he's because they all have hits.
Y'all are crazy.
I don't know.
There's no way y'all are thinking that R. Kelly wouldn't demolish Usher and Chris Brown.
Usher and Chris Breezy, you're crazy.
Well, it'd be one or the other. Like R. Kelly and Chris Brown.
He might.
That'd be weird. I don't know. That'd be a weird. I would rather see R. Kelly and Usher.
It'd be really
R. Kelly would go. All right.
It would be really oddly sexual. I mean, you see what Chris Brown is doing on his concerts, and then you get R. Kelly and how he used to do. I mean, I'm not watching that, bro. I'm not watching it.
You want to get turned on?
You gotta go to church after you watch it.
I don't know, bro. I'm not trying to watch it.
Meanwhile, Taco Bell is trying to get y'all to come back. Now, how is this entertainment?
What do you mean, how's this entertaining? This is very entertaining.
Taco Bell is trying to get you guys to come back to Taco Bell with $1 lettuce-free Chorito Is that how you say that? I don't eat at Taco Bell.
Anchorito.
Man,
listen, the company is doing everything in its power, okay? Taco Bell said, give us a break. It wasn't our fault, all right? The company rolled out the deal.
So true.
It was not our fault. So they rolled out a deal for people who have continued riding for Taco Bell, like your boy right here. And they're doing a non-lettuce, non-tomato, non-everything Anchorito. And I will be stopping and grabbing one on the way home.
Just for $1.
$1. Now the promotion comes after, the lettuce, the poop demic that's going around.
You know what's crazy? Taco Bell cannot be the only fast food restaurant that uses their lettuce.
I said that yesterday, and y'all tried to crucify me.
No, we didn't. I actually enjoy. I engaged. I said McDonald's.
Yeah, he
There's a couple of other people that is under that chain that use that lettuce.
Yeah, 100%.
Who did Taco Bell not pay off that they're just falling on the sword like this?
Oh, that's okay.
Because why is McDonald's not in this conversation? Why is Chick-fil-A or other country fast food not in that conversation?
That's a very good
Walmart sells the lettuce also.
It's because Taco Bell's been giving everyone explosive diarrhea for like the beginning of time.
So you said they had to pin it on somebody.
Still,
you would think though. Again, I've talked about it before. I mean, it would be normal. Like this shouldn't be anything that's like not normal.
Yeah.
Like you're probably gonna eat that little food that they got and still get explosive diarrhea.
Matter of fact, Taco Bell's the last one that needs to apologize because people are already expecting this behavior from the food regardless, and they'll still eat it.
Yeah, they probably didn't even think it was the lettuce when the first person that got it. They probably
look at the meat.
God, I done got to run. They didn't even think it was the lettuce, bruh. Until they really started using the bathroom. Like, hold on now, this ain't normal. This third day I didn't have to use the bathroom.
You know what? Because I will say, the government, they could. What if there are companies that have certain cahoots with certain people to say, look, man, don't add us into this because we can't swing the negative publicity type situation. Because why else? You know, people who also don't report what happens to them. Like, imagine you get diarrhea from anywhere you've eaten. Are you actually going to go call the health department and report it? You're just going to go through it and move on.
Exactly.
You know how many underreported cases there probably are of this?
That is true. That is true.
We have no clue how bad this was.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
It probably was actually really terrible.
I know.
If we actually think about it, bro, it probably was way more cases than we probably would have even imagined.
And way more states. We would have no clue.
Just doo-doo everywhere.
You laughing. If it happened to you look. Right. Explosive. Because diarrhea already is what it is. Yeah. It's hard to even say the word out loud. So when you talk about explosive, boy, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Jesus.
Actually?
I'll still be getting it for $1 though.
Me too. I'm going to stop on the way to the crib.
You people are nasty.
On the way.
Speaking of food, the baby just opened a chicken and waffles restaurant.
Yeah, man. Chef No Knife. I don't know if y'all have ever watched his videos. Bruh, he do these videos online. They're hilarious. So he does these videos where he's like, man, I got like 30 minutes to get on stage. And he'll show his phone. He'll be like, as you can see right here, look at my time. It's like 6:30. I need to be on stage at 7 o'clock. I'm finna chef it up. And he's behind his tour. And he's like always cooking for his tour. So he'll cook with like no knives. And he'll just cook with like spatulas and stuff. So his chef is like, his food looks actually very good. So he actually is starting a restaurant. It's being built at 700 at Tyndall Avenue in North Carolina, where he's from. And the baby is not just slapping his name on the sign and collecting a check. He says he's being involved, developing the menu, including the chicken and waffle recipes. He's already been showing people online. He will not be standing over the fryer as the head chef, but he is helping decide what ends up on everybody's plate. And that right there, the baby, is what a real restaurant owner is supposed to do. And I gotta commend you, the baby, because there's a lot of other rappers and artists that get into this restaurant industry and all they want to do is have a restaurant, and that's it. They don't care about what's on people's plate.
Yeah.
They just want their name and boom, it's a restaurant. And then they wonder why their restaurant goes under or fails or doesn't do good. And it's because y'all weren't involved in the picking process. Y'all weren't involved in the actual menu process or the drink making process or the towel pick. Y'all are only there for the aesthetics. How cool does my restaurant look? What kind of DJs can I bring in here? What kind of... I commend you for actually taking the steps and going, hey man, I actually want to be hands-on when it comes to my food here. Because that's what we're known for as a restaurant is food.
Did you say where in North Carolina this is? Because I was just thinking we have a lot of chicken and waffles related restaurants here. And I don't think it gets a lot of support because in Atlanta, chicken and waffles restaurant, it's like, all right, well, that's something new. Brunch restaurant, that's something new. In certain places in North Carolina, North Charlotte, it says. Okay,
Yeah.
Charlotte. I used to live in Charlotte.
This is where
This
you're from.
could make a killing in
Oh, no,
Charlotte because there's
100%.
not that many like black-owned restaurants, real like brunch. You know, there's wings. There's some. I used to go to like barbecue restaurants and stuff like that. But no, you always need a good little brunch spot. That's not a bad idea.
Now, this is not necessarily even a brunch spot. So they're planning to stay open from 7 in the morning until 4 in the morning.
Ooh.
Okay.
Tuesday through Sunday.
Little Waffle House.
Little Waffle House.
No waffle. What's it called?
No, that's
knife?
that's waffle. This is waffle chicken and waffle.
No wild chicken waffle.
Yeah,
Waffle House.
that's waffle. So 7 in the morning to 4 in the morning, Tuesday through Sunday. Hey man, I'm with it.
Good luck.
I'd try it.
Good luck.
It's a upscale Southern dinner with fast casual service, booths, a full bar, and eventually a patio.
Well, check it out the next time you're in North Charlotte. And that is going to do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow.
Peace.
A major move today. Hot 97 is expanding.
Hot 97 has launched a full streaming television channel.
Hot 97 is no longer just a radio station, it's now a streaming network.
Welcome to Hot 97 News. Let's dive into the news because the news has been newsing.
Hot 97 Mornings with Mero. We got Shiny Culture in the building. Leah Bell in the building.
Good morning.
And DJ Cass One.
You know what it is. You know how I get down with the Funk Flex energy, baby.
Let's get it, Flex.
Nobody don't want no smoke.
Wow, it got spicy real fast. Here for it all.
We're here for it all. That's
Let's
it.
go. Mariah Carey takeover.
The people made it happen.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to all the classrooms and we turning up.
Good morning, students. My name is Wale. Aren't you supposed to be in class?
Wale, where are you supposed to be?
Oh, man, you supposed to be in class, man.
Rihanna has become a true worldwide icon.
Congratulations on the job. We listen to Hot 97 every day. We can't wait to hear you guys even more.
Hey, let's go!
Get ready. The legend is on your screen. Funk Flex, the man who defines hip-hop, is bringing the heat from the radio booth to your TV.
Where's my camera at? That's my camera? All right.
The biggest beats, the hottest freestyles, and that classic Flex energy.
Bars are back.
Now in your living room. Don't just hear it, watch the movement. Funk Flex, now on Hot 97 TV, Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m.
The voice and attitude you love, now on your screen.
I love this.
Nessa brings her unfiltered energy, real talk, and celebrity interviews from the radio to your TV. It's the same Nessa.